All right. All right. Can you guys hear me now? Well, I just moved my entire stream setup around. I rebuilt my room basically over the last weekend. When I was planning on streaming, it took me, oh boy, 14 hours, and there will be hiccups as a result. So sort of low. Okay, it's fixed. It's fixed. All right. Well, first of all, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much. It's been kind of a whirlwind the last little while. Partner. So I want to give a huge shout out to First Necron for the referral. Obviously, First Necron works at Twitch. Showed up in the first stream, was in the second one as well, is here in the third, is the very first subscriber. Really appreciate everything. It's been a wild little while, and I really appreciate it. So I want to thank you all for being here. Obviously, we're going against the Stream Awards right now, which the Gaming Awards, which I will admit that I was watching myself right before this, and I will also admit that in another tab right here, I'm keeping tabs to see what's going on with our favorite simulation game. So we'll have to see what happens. I'm gonna keep refreshing this, and we'll see. And if one of you finds out in chat, please let me know. There are a ton of subscriptions coming through right now, and I want to thank you all for them. Donut Monger, Columbia, Yosemite, Vandred 9, Terraria Maker. Thank you all so much for the Prime subs. I'm still learning everything. I went through a Twitch course earlier today, so there's a lot that I'm learning, but I really appreciate that. And I've tried to make sure that it's set up in a way where you get something for your subscription. So a little reminder as to how we're doing this. Basically, let me get something on the screen so you can actually see something. But basically, this is going to be like last time, where I will respond to chat on Twitch. But it's on YouTube as well. We're multi-streaming, and if you want to lurk and watch there, you're more than welcome to do that. We're going to try to grow this city. The goal tonight is going to be to get it to 10,000. We'll see if we actually get there, but that is going to be my goal. I see. Let's see. Would you rather someone contribute on Patreon or subscribe on Twitch? I have no idea. I think that the best values right now are probably Twitch and YouTube. YouTube member lets you. There's a new. Basically, there's a new feature now where I can release videos early to channel members. So that's going to be my goal. Like, right before this, I was actually working on the next video, which will go up on Saturday, which is a City Tips video. So it's the first one in City Skylines too. So I would say that if you want to get value, having the stickers, early access, things like that, probably best down here. We will probably dive into some more Google Earth. But yeah, YouTube memberships I'm probably going to bring those tiers to parity with Patreon now that there's something of incredible value there, I think. So anyway, I want to start this the way that we always do. I want to see where everyone was from, or where everyone's coming from tonight. I want Twitch first. Let me know where you're at, and then we'll check in with YouTube. Houston, South Texas, Vancouver, Vienna, Seattle, Indianapolis, France, Brazil, Quebec, Oregon, Cincinnati, Dublin, New Zealand, New York, Kentucky, Tampa, Virginia, Maryland, Toledo, Minneapolis, New York, San Diego, New Jersey, Salt Lake City, South Carolina, Baltimore, Portland, Janesville, love it, Newcastle, Arlington, Appleton, Niagara Falls, West Texas, Australia, Brisbane, Paraguay, Canada, Philippines, DC, Menominee, Denver, Ohio, Denver, San Francisco, Montreal, Mississippi, Vegas, New Jersey, San Fernando Valley, Melbourne, Japan, LA, Ohio, Glasgow, Newton, London, Canada, Singapore, Alberta, Scotland, Mexico City, Brazil, Madison. Love it, love it, love it. Idaho. Thank you all so much for being here. Let's switch over to YouTube. And I see Boston, DC, St. Paul, Idaho, Maine, Los Angeles, Singapore, upstate New York, Boston, Frankfurt, Anchorage, Princeton, Chicago, Mumbai, Texas, Melbourne, Northern California, England, Portugal, Memphis, Central Germany, Ann Arbor, Australia, Victoria, Australia, Quebec, Vegas, Argentina, living in Japan, Canada, Rio, Thailand, Borneo, Italy, Vermont, the Australian countryside, Eagle River, Wisconsin, holds a special place in my heart, Atlanta, Milwaukee, Madison. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you. Really appreciate it. So if any of you find out who wins the award for the best simulation game, let me know. And hopefully it's not when we're in potato mode, because that would be uncomfortable, but we'll find out. So I will try to keep up with Twitch chat. It's going absolutely wild. Yeah, Eagle River. Eagle River means a lot to me. The area anyway. I'm from northern Wisconsin. I think I mentioned that. But yeah, I've basically done the I-39 Highway 51 tour. Lived all up and down it. Yeah, that is a loud truck. So I meant to go for a ride, but we're just gonna keep rolling with it. So last time, well, first of all, there's gonna be something really funny that happens. Remember how we struggled with money so much last time? Well, there's a new bug that is gonna make it really, really, really easy for us to make a ton of money, because all we have to have are just a couple of offices, and we're gonna make all the money in the world. So I want to check and see how many offices we actually have. And did I start this up with mods? Oh, I hope that I did. I did. So let's see. And of course, I'm screwing it up right now. Either way, let's see how many offices we have. I'm guessing it's not very much. So yeah, if we add just a couple of offices, we should be in the money, making all the money in the world. So I'm going to add just a couple. And then I want to take a look, because right now, for whatever reason, it doesn't seem like legacy flavor is working. So I don't know if that is showed up in there. Yeah, I don't know. I'll take a look at that. Anyway, I'm going to add a couple of offices, and we're going to see what it does to our budget. Right now, we're losing just a ton of money. And I think with just a couple of these, well, actually, to get these to work, we're going to need to think about our education. Because right now, oh, wait, what is this? That is legacy flavor now. Oh, ho, 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 ho. That is, it's got a UI now? It's got a UI now? I feel like these mods for City Skylines 2 are just getting better and better and better every single second. It's like they're just updates constantly. That says something about the modding community. It's just really outstanding. Integrated with Hook UI now. So that's why we're getting this. Yeah, shiny new UI. Do you need money to have a profitable city? I think so. Unless you spam parks. The modders, I mean, the modding community is amazing. I'm going to make it. And I was kind of talking with this, with Beast Wigglehausen earlier. I said that I want every single video where I include a mod or an asset, I want to make sure that I have donation links to those creators in there. So I've got to make sure that I get these updated so that there are links to the pages for these, because that's something, I mean, the amount of work that's going into this. I mean, this is clearly, let's see, override the game info mode. So that's Control S, use sticky whiteness, Shift W. So I used Shift W when I was trying to zone and it didn't work. Oh, and of course there it is. Now it's working. I mean, this is the sort of thing though that this suggestion for the whiteness, I actually made that suggestion during development. Like I just said, it's bleeding. It's making my eyes bleed. I hate this. Just make it stop. And nothing ever changed. Obviously, other people felt the same way. They came in, the modders came in, and they made an improvement that, in my opinion, makes the game more playable. So I want to support them in any way that I can. And if providing a donation link is a way that I can do it, I'm going to do it. I prefer off scripts. I prefer CPP off script. You know, I'm just having a good time. Yeah, there is a theme mixer type mod. Maybe at some point we'll go through, we'll just subscribe to some stuff. And I'll either completely crash the game in front of you, or we'll have a good time with it. If it crashes, we'll just play some Civ. Truthfully, I was going to play some Civ tonight, and have it be a Twitch exclusive chat. And I was actually going to have this whole stream earlier in the day. My goal was to have it probably around noon my time. And then I got the email, the partnership email. And it's just like, all right, I'm going to do all of this. Punk Rock Zoologist, thank you so much for the 100 bits. You just started a new job after 5 months out of work. Your videos definitely got me through that gulf. So cheers, and from one public servant to another. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So yeah, it's been an interesting day. So if we add some mods and it breaks the game, I'm not going to worry about it too much. We'll do something else. Brian, the last city builder that you played was SimCity 2000. How did this compare? You know, the funny thing is, SimCity 2000, you were zoning in squares, and you still are. Yeah, accidentally make the game crash. I mean, I'd love to play some Civ. That's what I'm doing most nights when I'm not doing this. Phil, would you say that city planners experience road rage more than the average person? I think I'm the wrong person to comment on that, because after living in LA for a while, I have like just crazy road rage. And I think that driving an hour a day and just sitting in traffic and not understanding why will do that to you. I mean, I get it now. All right, we're gonna unlock colleges and get that going so we can get our offices. So we can, actually, it doesn't even matter. Our budget is going nuts now, but we can really juice up our budget by getting more offices. This is wild. Just absolutely crazy. Anyway, back to LA. After living there for just a little while, I felt like I lived in Encino for a while, in the San Fernando Valley, and I had to commute to Beverly Hills. First I had to commute to Glendale. I worked at the Apple store in the Glendale Galleria. I was there for iPhone launch day when Steve Jobs was there. And so that was a commute that wasn't good, but it wasn't terrible. And then I got a job. So as I worked at the Apple store, I met someone who was from Wapaka, who happened to be a talent agent, who recognized my accent and said, "Do you want to work at a talent agency?" And I was like, does it have benefits? Can I go to the doctor? And they said, yeah. So I got the job, and then I drove an hour every single day from Encino to Beverly Hills. And it was brutal. And that is what got me into planning. That's what got me thinking about why people live where they live, what sorts of issues get people, what sorts of issues form our spatial relationship with the place that we live in. So anyway, I'm show you the Apple store. I will do that in a little bit. Batch, I will definitely do that. I feel like I'm getting carried away. Yeah. Replay cities. Yeah. Partner in 2 streams. It's wild. Grainy Eights, what's the best or most worst major airport you've ever experienced? I think the best was is it Leonardo da Vinci in Italy? I was only there for a little while. But to me, that airport was just laid out well. It was easy to figure out where I was going. It felt like an experience. Worst airport? I mean, I feel like if I didn't say, honestly, I really hate O'Hare. I really don't like O'Hare. I'm not a huge fan of LAX either, but I'd say that O'Hare is a little bit worse. There have been so many times I've had the transfer, and the transfers are so far away. Yeah, just not a huge fan. So I am wondering. So we're gonna go for the normal college. That's all we have. But for the university, do we want to go for a normal university, a medical, or a technical university? Maybe we'll do a poll for that one. LAX is better than O'Hare. You agree? All right. Very, very good. Oh, here, transfer in 10 minutes, Vainglorious. Yeah, exactly. And it takes 45. I've had that exact experience where I'm like, I'm trying my best to run all the way across there. It's wild. All right, I'm going to do another poll. We'll see if I can actually get this right. And it's going to be which university? And it'll be technical, normal, or medical. Now I'm going to start this. I don't know if I did this right. So I can report the poll. So I'm adding that on Twitch. I'm going to do the exact same poll on YouTube. And let's see if you guys are in agreement or not. Which university? Technical, normal, or medical? Okay. Ooh, technical on Twitch seems to be the big winner. Either way, I've got to use this. Technical is the winner on YouTube right now as well. And it's not even close, so it's not even going to be a fight. That's awesome. In the meantime, 900 of you, nearly 900 of you on YouTube right now. Thank you so much. It's absolutely amazing. 366 folks on Twitch. Thank you as well. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna call it on both. Actually, I guess I called Twitch on its own by setting it up improperly and technical ones. So I will end it on YouTube as well. So we're gonna go with the technical university. And I want to think about these. I want to be thoughtful about these. The funny thing about the technical is and I haven't even, I feel like I should have emailed the person first that it's going to be on City Tips. I'll do that tomorrow. But the technical university is the center of the build, and it's so good. It's so good. I can't wait to show you guys the build. All right, we got to start out with this first though, our college. And I don't want to just drop this thing in on the side of a road and call it a day. I feel like we need to do something a little bit better with this. And I've been giving a lot of thought. So you got all this terrain here. And it's funny. Someone on Reddit showed their map of San Francisco, and they must have used the new image overlay, and they actually drew the roads where they are in San Francisco. And the only way to make it work, it looked like to me anyways, they significantly leveled some of this. And I'm of the mindset that maybe I need to do the same thing now. Yes, I have a Twitch now. I'm very pleased as well. It's been a wild ride and a fun experience. The medical does look nice. University on the hill. Yeah, I will reduce the hill, I think, but I still think we need to have it. But right now, this hill is too much to actually do anything with. So what I'm thinking is maybe we grab like this contour line and just make the topography respect us a little bit. Put it up here. And then we can have a couple of different levels of terracing. There's just not really, this is probably one of my bigger disappointments for City Skylines 2, is that we don't actually have buildings that conform to the terrain a little bit better. Instead, you're forced to basically either level everything or have terracing like this. And I totally get it. I mean, in reality, you have to grade things too, every single project, but also buildings conform to their surroundings, and that's not a thing in City Skylines 2. We've spent all stream building nothing, and we're supposed to be productive today. We are supposed to be productive today. So I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but this city there are multiple purposes for this city. It's not just we're hanging out building a cool city or a city. I don't know if it's going to be cool. This city is for someone else, and I promised I'd get it done in some reasonable time frame. And so far, the gauge of success is population, and I promised 150. And the path of least resistance would have been to take a city that I already had that was fairly substantial in terms of size and just go with that. But I decided to make a brand new city because I'm a maniac and I like pain. So this is the route that we're going. So I'm just basically adding a bunch of levels. And if you are a fan of Overcharged Egg, you will have seen this strategy before. He loves to do this. He loves to add these levels and terracing, and it actually works really, really well. I'm not gonna do a bunch of key walls on the side of here or anything like that. We will add, basically, we'll smooth out little areas like this where we can build in between and go straight, rather than going straight up the hill and having a bunch of wonky, crazy stuff. 150K, won't that crash their PC? Well, that would be an interesting test, wouldn't it? That would be a really, really good test. Since when do planners in real life do a whole day being productive? That's shots fired. That is shots fired. And you know what? That's fair. There are so many days where I had a goal, and the thing that was always interesting. Oh, that was not what I meant to do. I really wish I had undo it. Where I had all of these grand plans and ideas and schemes for what I was going to get done that day. And then something else comes up, something that doesn't matter all that much in the scope of things, but for that day, to someone, it is the most important thing in the world, and it gets taken care of immediately as a result. So it's fair. It's a fair shot. Yeah, you're a planner too, so you totally get it. Some days it's maximum warp, other days it's spinning in a chair going, "We yes." My favorite times were times where I was dealing with some random property issue, and dealing with that. And in other jobs, such as the regional planning position, you're going from one long range plan to the next, and these things have 20-year horizons. And you're planning for the next 5 years. So when you're thinking in that scope and you're asking different communities what their plan is over the next little while, yeah, there's a lot of spinning around in your chair going, "We." Am I still planning in real life or living on YouTube? So that's an interesting question. I've answered that one a couple of times on the YouTube chat, but never here. So I am currently doing this full time, and there are a few reasons for that. All basically involving my job getting a little bit too prominent and my pastime also getting a bit too prominent. So I ended up becoming halfway through the YouTube journey. I got a new job that was pretty high ranking in my area, and I ended up being in the media a lot, like all over the state. So no matter where you were at one point last year, I was on every single TV station in the state. So I was just completely unavoidable, which is super, like, a huge honor to get that role, and to be so prominent in my community. But at the same time, if your hobby also gets you recognized in other ways, there can be a little bit of a conflict there. And I ended up becoming a bit of a distraction. So what I mean is, we had a meeting, it was an important meeting. We were talking trains. And so it's very important. And I ended up basically having the Zoom license completely max out. The first time that it ever happened at a, oh. Sorry, I'll hold off. Everyone, let me know when the ad is done and I will continue the story. I don't know how I'm supposed to know about those. 10 seconds. Oh, you know what? I had the YouTube dashboard up from looking at a poll. So I bet you that's half the problem. Okay, ads finished. Yes, no more ad-free viewing. So what's the last thing that you guys heard? Oh, thank you. It's Notorious. Thank you, Loose and Colorful, for the subscriptions. It isn't over for you, Mutts Shrooms. Oh, my work was prominent. So basically, I ended up working on some really prominent projects as the project lead and my internet career was also kind of becoming a bit of a distraction. So we had a Zoom meeting where our license got capped out, and there were people from all over the world interested in our little project, which I don't think was necessarily a coincidence. So I was reached out to by a number of officials expressing concern that constituents were not able to access the meeting, and I hadn't planned appropriately. And it made me think. I also had people approach me at the meetings, basically saying, "City planner, love your YouTube channel," and I'm next to folks from Amtrak. I'm next to my boss, and it happened more than once. So it's the kind of thing where I kind of realized I had to choose a path for a little while. Yeah, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Yes. So yeah, it was a little close for comfort, and it made me realize that maybe it was time to cool it on my planning career. So I've always wanted to go back into academia at some point, and I kind of feel like public speaking, doing this, is as good a practice as I'll ever get. So I can do that later on down the line. So that's kind of my plan. I'm gonna do this for a while until you guys get sick of me, and then after that, I'll probably we've got a great planning school in town, and you'll find me in the there. How long did I do planning? A decade. So I'm a certified planner. I need to hold that up. My TED Talk's gonna be insane. So it's not hard to figure out who I am if you Google my channel name. My picture comes up, so it's not hard to find me. So yeah, that's how they were able to figure it out. Also, I mean, just reasonably, I gave everyone what they needed to find me in Bluffside Crossing #1, about 3 minutes into the video, and I said, "Hey, my name is Phil. I'm a planner in Madison." That was enough. I didn't really need to give much more than that away. But here's the thing: I didn't think that any of you guys were gonna watch this. I don't know. I figured that you guys. First of all, I don't know why anyone watched the first Bluffside Crossing video. That was terrible. It was me struggling with Bandicam, which is not a software that anyone should be using for this, but I was doing it anyway, and trying my best just to record something that I could edit, and I did it terribly. But the whole reason why my photo is visible with my channel is I was a YouTube Black Creator of the Year in 2023, and they released my name with my channel image. And as soon as that happened, I mean, Google, once something is out there, it's out there for good. So my channel got linked to my name, and it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm glad that you love Bluffside Crossing, Josie. It's one of those things. I'm really happy that it happened, but I think that as you grow as a creator in particular, you just start to kind of look back at some things that you did, and you're like, oh man, if I had it all to do over again, I'd be so much better. But I'm glad that I had the opportunity. I liked it when Lee Hawkins' face showed up when Googling my channel name too. It was something nice to hide behind. Did this all start as a lockdown project? It did. So my wife, she worked setting up a COVID lab. At the place that she worked at, they decided to do COVID testing. They got a contract, and so she ended up doing that. And pretty early on was just like, this is brutal. I don't want to be doing this. I want to go to school. So she decided to go to grad school, and yeah, way to dox a creator. Yeah, I don't think I'm a big creator, but yeah, it was definitely a thing. But yeah, so my wife ended up going to school, and all of her nights were taken up with that. So at that point, what am I gonna do? I decided I might as well try to pick up a new skill. that skill being video editing, and ultimately became being a content creator. So, not something I ever set out to do, but I'm thrilled that it happened. I mean, it's just been an awesome experience. Just generally, content creation, being able to be creative and have an outlet and meet new people and meet people that both think the same way that I do and that don't, from all over the world. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. Wait, 10 years doing planning? Yeah, I was a planner for 10 years. Actually, I guess if I considered I worked full time in grad school too, which don't do that to yourself. So I was a consultant for a while in Denver. I worked at RTD for a while as well. And then I worked at a DOT in the Madison area. The DOT, not a DOT. It's not like there's like 6 of them, Department of Transportations. Worked for a couple cities and regional MPO. So yeah, long and varied planning career. It's interesting. Once you get involved in planning in your local area, you kind of get a reputation and opportunities come your way. I mean, I'm still to this day, I have people coming up to me asking me if I'd be interested in certain positions. And right now it's just, this is what I want to be doing. Brian asks, how far out do city planners plan for? Do I ever see the results of my work? It depends. So I worked as a long range planner for a while. And so in my area, you see the results of your work really quickly, really quickly. I mean, Madison's the fastest growing place in Wisconsin, one of the fastest growing places in the Midwest. It's wild. I mean, I've lived in Madison now. When did I first move here? 2011, maybe? And then I moved to Denver for a while. And I've seen this place just massively grow. It seems like there's a whole new skyline and miles of the city beyond where it used to be. The suburbs have doubled. It's been wild. So depending on where you are, both location-wise and the type of job that you have, you could see things happen really quickly. As a regional planner, I mean, I was planning 20 years out, and we'd update our plans every 5 years. So those aren't, I mean, you're not going to see a lot of excellent progress there. However, as a city planner, sometimes you're looking at 10-year plans with 5-year horizons, 5 years being when you would update the plan. And some of those plans, I mean, you're constantly making modifications because developers are coming in, asking if you can change land uses, asking if you can do, X, Y, and Z, make different modifications. And at that point, you're seeing things happen rapidly. So yeah. Did I ever work on the UW campus? I did not. I've given speeches at the UW campus. If you're an engineering or planning student, you may have heard me speak. Which I was always waiting to be called out there. As a city planner, how do you go about revitalizing a neighborhood without gentrifying it? That's a $1 million question. I think that if you could come up with the answer to that, you would be the most beloved person in the world. I think that the main thing is ensuring that when there's new development, it's not all 100% luxury. I think that nut hasn't been cracked exactly. The way that in my area it gets done is a lot of subsidized units that are subsidized for a certain number of years. I will be completely upfront with you and say that I don't necessarily agree with that practice, because I've seen developers come in and basically say, all right, yeah, we're definitely going to build some affordable housing. It is going to have, it's basically going to have granite countertops and heated underground parking and look just like a luxury unit. However, for the next 20 years, we will definitely have something, a certain number of our units dedicated to 60% of the area median income. And when you have that kind of a situation, you just know that they're biding their time before they can kick out everyone who can't afford a luxury unit. So to me, that really stinks. And that is kind of what's happening. So I think when you see gentrification happening, some of it is immediate, where they take a building and they completely kick everyone out and they renovate it and make it a luxury place, and you start to see rapid change in the neighborhood. Other ways are you do stuff like that, where you pretend that you're going to make market rate housing for the folks that live in the neighborhood right now, but it's not really market rate. It's the kind of market rate that will change over time and become luxury housing. So, yeah. Man, ma'am, you're correct. We should be multitasking, but it's hard. Let him cook. I'm not getting anything done. I'm trying though. Our population's going up a little bit. We're almost to the top of the hill, so I'm proud that we're making some progress. My bio's cut off early. You can tell I was copying and pasting stuff. I'm gonna have to do better. I need to do a bit of research and figure out how all this stuff works, because clearly, at one point I realized, oh boy, I haven't set up a Twitch, and there are people impersonating me on YouTube. I have a Kick as well. The only reason I have one is I've thought about, what if someone were to just grab my streams and put them on Kick and, let the chat go crazy, and I'm not responding to anybody. It's just, yeah. So it's one of those things. Definitely thought about. Wyatt, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. First, you're here to help if I need you. I appreciate that. Currently doing civil engineering, Deathstrucker. I was wondering how we would interact with city planners, if at all. If you're working at civil engineering, you're going to work with planners all the time, particularly transportation planners. Which, I mean, that's. I worked as a just regular planning generalist for a while, about 3 years, but most of my career, I was a transportation planner. So that's my specialty. That said, I worked side by side with engineers. So my specialty in kind of the realm that I lived in was I made myself very good at GIS and wanted to be the guy that you could basically come to and put together a nice mapping project or something of that nature, and kind of work on complicated GIS projects to figure out. Basically, I wanted to figure out really complex. I wanted to find simple answers to complex problems, and I think that GIS helps you have all of these inputs into those into complex problems, and come out with something that is a fair guide for making decisions. So, did I plan for roundabouts? So it's not necessarily like that. So you can recommend roundabouts, but I mean, ultimately, I was looking at a lot of high level stuff. I worked on complete and green streets for a while. So that, for instance, is not exactly me saying that a roundabout should go in this location, but it's saying that when we rebuild a street, it should look like this. So, yeah. So planning, I think generally, for the other planners that are in the chat too, it's not what you necessarily expect it to be most of the time, if that makes any sense. Blake, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. I've missed just a ridiculous number of subscriptions. I am going to do my best to figure out how to actually see this, because I see a bunch of follows. Let's see. This guy's live. Thank you so much for the subscription. Wayland47, thank you for the subscription. 6 months at tier 1. I appreciate you. I am Rue. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. Dougie, thank you for the sub. Nicola ZZZ, thank you for the sub. Rosalia97, Palpatine, thank you so much. Kinsyth, J Megs, Cry Mad, Paratrack, thank you all for these subs. Oh my goodness, there's just so many of these. I'm gonna try my best, but there's just so many right now, and I'm super appreciative of all of you that are giving me your subscriptions. You don't have to. I'm just gonna put that out there. You don't have to, but I appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. The thing about streaming for me is I like hanging out. So let's see. I would really appreciate a video on how to get started with mods in CS2. So I could do that one. Where to put them, where to download them. I would say get the Thunderstore. That's all. Where should I sub? Twitch or YouTube? Wherever you want. You know, if you're on Twitch, you'll get access to some emoji. And I don't know. I will set up other perks along the way. On YouTube, you'll have early access to videos. So, yeah. Oh yeah, your sub on YouTube is free. It's really, are you a member on YouTube? So either one is appreciated. I appreciate you even considering it reasonably. You know, if you're viewing the content, that's good enough for me. But I definitely appreciate all the support on as well, particularly because I'm doing this now as my full-time gig. It means a lot to me. You built the big pedestrian bridge and all the cars are still driving on the ped roads. That mean, well, so, okay. Dr. House, that means one of two things. It either means the game is broken or that there are no other paths to get there. And you have disobedient drivers. So we'll see. I subbed on YouTube. Sun in under a yeet minute, man. Thank you, Blake. Planner here in Western Canada. Love watching your videos and all the planner tidbits. You had your commentary. Appreciate that. I think recently, not recently, but I think for a little while I got away from it more than I should have, and I was really focused on storytelling, and I'm trying my best to add that back in a more deliberate manner. So if for whatever reason you don't think I'm adding enough educational bits, please let me know, because I appreciate that kind of feedback. Super helpful. This is the most this is obviously the very best city design. You just continue up a hill with your grid and you don't worry about it. We're doing the San Francisco. Vic, how you like those emojis? I don't know. I don't think that all of them got approved before we started here today. So there's more. What are my thoughts on roundabouts? Oh, the roundabout that goes around. I think that roundabouts with tons of lanes are a tragedy. So they're not really roundabouts anymore. Then they're traffic circles. So they serve a purpose, but it's a different purpose. So that's in a nutshell, that's my feeling. This is driving me nuts. If any of you know, and maybe this is why we end up at the Thunderstore, you want a tutorial on how to do mods. The number one recommendation I can give you is download the Thunderstore. It'll work for you for Timberborn too. That's actually the reason why I had it. It's also the reason why I trust it. I've been using it for a while now, and yeah, it's super simple to use. Some of the mods are a bit more complicated, like some of the maps. You have to either have an installer like I had, or get into the files of Windows a little bit more. Don't look at Milton Keynes. So I actually made a video of that. It was a lot of fun to put together. What mods do I use for Timberborn? I only used one mod, and there was a mod that would let me grab a list of patron names and automatically name the beavers, and it was super fun. I should probably, what I will do here on Twitch in a poll before we end the stream tonight, I will ask you what game you want me to play next, because I'm super curious. We can keep playing City Skylines. I've got no problem with that, but also we could play Anno, we could play Tropico, we could struggle through workers and resources, We could play Civ. There are any number of options that I'm open to. So it's my stream, but I do have Transport Fever too. I played it once. So yeah, I will try that. Yeah, I'd like some variety too. So that's one of the things about Twitch. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this. So, yeah, Timberborn, Cities in Motion. Yeah, I mean, we'll let's take a quick pit stop, and we'll look at my Steam library. If we could pop up, that'd be cool, or we could not. Either way. Yeah, obviously I was playing Civ recently. We could play. I mean, we could go real old school, do Banished, Anno. Although I wouldn't play Anno on here. I got Anno on here I wanted to try it out on the Steam Deck. I actually have that in the Ubisoft launcher with a whole bunch of stuff, so we'd probably play it there. If we do Polytopia, I need to bring my wife in because I've never played it. We could kick it old school and do Cities XXL if we like Pain. City Bus Manager I've not played, but we could definitely give that one a go. Let's see. Flycorp is actually a ton of fun. I would definitely be into that as just like a chill. It's actually not very chill, but it's a fun game. Yeah, so there's a lot of things that I would be open to in here. We kick it old school. SimCity 4, either way. So you guys have seen the list now. And when we get to the end, Stardew Valley is another one I'd be super, super into. If there's something in here that seems interesting, and if there's something that you think I should pick up, I'd be cool with that too. So, yes to Flycorp. Yeah. So yeah, Grandma Simulator. I don't think we'll be doing that. But we can do PC Building Simulator. Oh, this one is actually owned by Clearwater County. One of my things. Oh, I didn't even think about that. So I do have Game Pass. So we could do Planet Zoo. I want to say Planet Zoo's on there. So if there's anything on Game Pass that you think of too, we could definitely consider that. And while we're not in City Skylines, let's refresh this to see. Pikmin 4 won best sim or strategy game. You know what? I support that. Pikmin was a great game. Pikmin was awesome. So yeah. Sorry guys. City Skylines 2 did not win. Yes, Pikmin well deserved. I'm kind of curious. Flip through your best family game. Mario Wonder. Yeah, totally cool. Totally cool with that. I don't play a lot of fighting games, so I don't know how I feel about any of those. RPG Baldur's Gate, that's not a surprise. Tears of the Kingdom. So Tears of the Kingdom's funny. I don't know if you I started it and I got hours into the intro and I just was like, I'll come back to this, and I haven't yet. I probably should. Yeah, Jet Set Radio's coming back, I heard. Pretty excited about that. Prison Architect I consider. Pikmin 4. So I have not actually played it. I watched my wife play it, and I had a great time. Just playing it. Let's see what else. Armored Core for best action game. Resident Evil best VR. Don't do mobile games. Best Cocoon. All right. And what's the game of the year? I mean, that's the one that we all care about. I assume that it's done now. Baldur's Gate. That's not a surprise. Not a surprise at all. Cool. All right. So now we know. Now we know that Pikmin is better than City Skylines 2. Does my wife play City Skylines? No. No, I've tried. She has zero interest. So the game that I see her playing the most is Polytopia. And then, I mean, Zelda. Just love Zelda. We've played, as a family, we play a lot of Mario Kart and Mario Wonder recently. So when I see my wife playing games, that's generally what it is. Stuff that our family's playing together. Okay. Okay, we're finally at the top of the hill, or we're close. So I am going to try to focus on this while I also look at chat, which you guys know how good I am at multitasking. I'm so good that I grab 2 beers and I put them in front of me and they're still unopened, and I have a Coke, a Christmas Coke in front of me, and I guess that's what I'm drinking instead. Vic, you think you could take me out in Mario Kart? I will take you up on that. That is an option on stream as well. So if what beers do I have in front of me? I have a Potosi Cave Ale, and I don't even know what brand this is. It has a big H on it. Hinterland, blueberry wheat. Both are wonderful. Shots break. I'm not doing shots. You don't want that. And Mike, I don't have a camera on, so it wouldn't even be interesting. The extended road upgrades now lets you toggle zoning. Oh, so I've been avoiding mods like that one only because I'm afraid of them breaking with the Paradox mods. So I know that what I'm doing here is not any sort of gameplay changing mod, which is why I've been good with them. And so I've listened to other creators basically say, I'm not doing mods. Like I listened to a Yumble stream where he said he's not doing any mods till he gets the PDX mods, and I totally respect that. I get it. For me, my line has been, I don't want to do anything in a build that I want to exist beyond this, maybe March or April or whenever the Paradox mods ends up actually coming out. I don't want the builds to break. So I'm already in a precarious situation with the map. I think the map's okay. Because it's a save now and not a new game, but I'm still concerned about it. Johnny, you can't do mods, your PC will break. Honestly, the mods don't seem all that heavy. Have I tried getting a simple monitor for like $100 and rotating it 90 degrees to monitor chat? You bring up a good point. So I have a monitor rotated 90 degrees and I have Discord up and I'm not even in the right chat. So I probably should have my Twitch chat up there. Instead, I have that on a separate monitor way off to the side. So let's see. Let me get this. I want to be able to talk to Banana and Vic if I need to. So now we're good. All right. Well, Floaty, thank you for being here. Have a good day at work. First time streamer. I am. If there's anything you should know about me, it's that I'm not good at this. And if you're here, the contract is that you're basically accepting that yourself. You're just like, that's fine. I'm glad that you're bad at this and that you're probably not going to get better at it. And you're okay with it. So that's what we're up to. We're being bad at this and we're just being okay with it. Ads. Sorry. Tons of screen real estate. You know what? Let me see. So I do have a ton of screen real estate. I mean, at my office, I just redid it. I sent an image to my manager. Let me see if I can pull that up and show you guys what the office looks like. So this is my office. This is where the magic happens. So if you're wondering right now, I am right here. And so I do have that side monitor right here. My Clearwater County mug. And then this is my color safe monitor. Because for a while I was adjusting the color on my monitor and then creating LUTs and not understanding why it looks so bad for everybody. The wooden wall is what I did this past weekend when I was supposed to be streaming. I spent a ridiculous amount of time doing this. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. And then on this side is my Mac. So I edit over here. I have a color accurate display. And then when my wife stopped working from home, she gave me her monitor. So now I have 2 of these, which is awesome. So thank you. Yeah, it's a wonderful setup. I'm very fortunate to be able to have this. It's been no PC on the floor. I got 2 PCs on the floor. Yeah, I'm a terrible person. I'm a heathen who puts the PCs on the floor. So, but yeah, so you can see, I mean, I have a whole setup to screen cam someday. Which tabletop is this? Barcoa or barbacoa? That's a kind of meat, isn't it? That's definitely not. So yeah, it's the typical content creator setup where you get a couple, yeah, go bucks, where you get a couple of IKEA countertops, throw them on some drawers, and get some of the posts in the back, and you make your own setup. So yeah, all the floor PCs, all of them. Phil's camera shy except for Wisconsin. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, this is where I'm at. And I'm not sure why I got on that topic, but there was a reason. The gum. This gum is not mine. This is terrible watermelon gum that my daughter keeps getting from her teacher. And apparently she brings it in my office and forgets it there. This chair is a steel case chair. When I realized I was gonna be working from home for a long, long time, the first investment I made was a chair. And I highly recommend that to anybody. All this other stuff is just stuff. Your chair means the most. Yeah, I believe it's Elite V2. Have I been to Castle Rock or Parker? Yes. I may have planned for Parker. May have worked at a plant. I didn't plan for Parker. But yeah, Parker, Colorado. Why the camera in the studio light though? Just in case. I got it all set up. How do the wooden slats do for echo rejection with a mic? So the thing about these slats is they're actually attached to this material that is sound deadening. So adding the slats improved the echo of my office. So the other thing you can't see is above this, I have some sound clouds that are hanging from in here as well. And behind this, there's just a ton more of this foam stuff. So this room is super echoey otherwise. It's kind of ridiculous. And the box of tissues. It's Wisconsin. My nose is runny. Get your head out of the gutter. Yeah, Vic, I'm just not going to be productive. I think we all know who I try my best, but I'm just terrible at this. And we're going to have to live with that. Or I'm going to get better. I'm going to get better. Do I like Lego? I mean, I don't mind Lego. I used to like Lego as a kid. I enjoy building Lego now with my kids. But I'm not like a Lego aficionado or anything like that right now. If that answers your question. You love this never change. So one of the reasons why I wanted to do some of the Twitch streaming is because on YouTube, this ends up as a VOD, and it will look like I accomplished something, and people will go, they'll go into it thinking, oh my goodness, like the thumbnail for this stream is really, really good. I think I did a good job with it. With this nice shot of what we created in the previous build, and it has zero to do with me talking about Lego and my office and what I used to do. It has nothing to do with that. But ultimately, that's half of what we're doing here. So I mean, and that's what I want to do here. So it's helpful to be here to do that on Twitch. My voice sounds familiar from real life. I hear it a lot, and maybe it does. Blake, are you from the Madison area? Lego my ego. All right, we got a university in the middle of nowhere. It's wonderful. It needs some more. We've got a whole bunch of money, or we will soon. So I'm just gonna kind of deck this out the way that I want. Let's get rid of the back end and see if we can create some sort of a plaza. I really wish I had more freedom with this. Like, it feels like I should be able to say this building goes over here on Briarwood Street rather than being attached to this. But I guess we're gonna have to. I guess, is there a mod for that? That's another question. Uneven roads? Oh, there's, oh, that's not even the university? Oh, this is the college. We need the college and the university. I should have, okay, I see what you're saying. You guys can all be mad at me. I don't care. We'll put our college in a less prominent location. We'll add the university first, the technical. Oh, and this is massive. So that's not going to work. Back to the drawing board on that one. So let's see. Let's find the center. I think that this is more or less the center. We'll do the same thing that we were trying to do. I'll just turn off snapping. I'll actually turn off snapping. And I'm going to be upfront with you and say that this is the first time that I've placed it, and I've only looked at it in the build that I took a look at. So, wow, this thing is huge. I love it. So we're going to add some parking. I think because of this location, we'll probably want to use, I mean, we could use some surface lots. It just kind of feels wrong. And the amount of, I mean, I guess there's some parking back here. We won't add any parking. We'll see what happens. Why so many shrubs? You don't love shrubs everywhere? Oh, potato mode. There we go. We finally got it. We got it. That right there is simulation game of the year material. Let's see if we can get it fixed. I do like the way that they've changed the graphics menu. I just wish that it worked consistently. Can Pikmin 4 do this? It cannot. This is a feature, not a bug. So let's see. Maybe I'll just keep it at 1. If it's working, I'm not gonna. Oh, it's not working. Wow. Okay. Well, so what I think when I'm doing this, what I think I'm actually doing is forcing the game just to rebuild the virtual texturing. So I don't really more potato mode. We're going to keep doing this, and eventually we'll get there. Let's switch this over to, we'll switch the filtering. Vic, this is a game in and of itself. Can you get the game working? If you can, you've won. How do you win City Sky? I think that we're going in the wrong direction. I think we're going into like LSD simulator or something, because this is insane. All right, we're gonna try again. Eventually we'll get there. Yes, the game is definitely tripping balls. This is nuts. Okay, I think it's a different kind of bad. Ooh, kind of pretty. One more shot before I just like reboot it and go. Okay, 2 more shots. I'm gonna lower this down, and then I'm a patient man, although this is trying my patience. It is very much trying my patience. All right, I have a bad feeling about this, is what I should have been saying. I'm glad that you're enjoying winding down from So the K-Veil is okay. You're watching the stream on YouTube because the Twitch ads are insane. You pay for YouTube Premium, but you came to say that this is the first time ever making it to a live stream. I have a soothing voice and contagious laugh. Truly a joy to watch, Phil. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Black Widow. I appreciate that. And sorry, so I set everything up in 30 minutes. I went through this Twitch training, and basically it talks to you about Twitch culture and what being a partner is all about. And I went through that stuff, and I watched a bunch of videos. And I guess while we're doing this, while I'm talking, and while we're talking about beers, we'll just drive around. Oh, we'll enjoy potato mode, because clearly that's what we're up to. Enjoy the soothing views of potato mode. We'll even go. We'll slow it down. And yeah, these graphics are outstanding. I just want to let you know that I think that by showcasing the game in this way, I deserve a sponsorship. So this, just so that you all know, because this is next level amazing. Some of it looks okay, but most of it looks bad. Anyway, we are going to we'll save it. Even the street markings are potato. Everything looks, now this looks fine. I don't understand what's going on. It seems like, I mean, look at this. It's completely potato. Oh, now it's fine. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand what's going on. 15 ads so far. I'm sorry. I will adjust the ad settings. Clearly, I just went with the defaults. I would like Idaho Potato to sponsor this video. The GTA 5 graphics are better than this. We're talking GTA 3 graphics here. It's amazing. This is better than what you can get on your laptop, Jim? Or, yeah, dynamic resolution. That's the thing. On the Switch. Yeah. I mean, it definitely feels GTA 3'd out. I'm into it. All right, we'll save. I'll try to load back in. We'll see if that fixes it. I was hoping I could get a nice potato picture, but it just feels like they know that I want to potato it out. I guess I could do it through OBS, but what's the fun in that? Okay. Well, we're gonna save. And today is the 7th. Oh my gosh. 7th already. And we're going to change this because now it's Tombstown and not Newmarket. And we'll see. All right. Well, in the meantime, while I'm taking a break, check out the YouTube Twitch subs. I will do that. Let me get this thing launching again, because it does take a minute. And YouTube, I am very, very, very sorry. Any cats walking in chat? Wow, Auntie, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. JWow, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, Phil, if it's easy to find a picture of you, why don't you make a face reveal debut? I tell you what, just for you. Give me just 1 second. I gotta get ready for the big face reveal. 1 more minute. Okay, I need a countdown timer before the big face reveal. A countdown timer. And it looks like the blueberry wheat won. switch over to master plan music for a while and continue to look for super chats. Dante, thank you so much for the super chat. Long Island has too many luxury units, too many 55 and older apartments. Yeah, that is another thing. So they're both problems and good at the same time. I mean, as long as it's a mix, it's fine. If it's exclusive, it's a problem. JWowBR, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, yeah, that's the one. You got me to do a face reveal. So, Osmond, thank you so much for becoming associate planner. Zach, thank you so much again for a super chat. Love seeing it in here. Thank you for being here, and I'll keep bringing you content. I appreciate you. Cosmic, so you're hiding out online. Glad I found you. Thank you for being here, Cosmic Furface. Thank you for the super chat. Jonathan, thank you for the super chat. Have you been to Traverse City in July? I have not, but I want to get there. I want to go soon to that general part of Michigan. I have not been there, but I went to Costco and I got potato chips from Traverse City. If that makes up for it, Jonathan. Dante, again, thank you for the super chat. Your best and worst train station and why? Worst, I would say the Amshack in Berkeley. I haven't been to many train stations. The best is, I watched Denver Union Station get rebuilt, so that was pretty amazing. Planner Duck, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships over on YouTube. I appreciate you always. Thank you so much. And JWowBR, worth it. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, back to launching the game. And on Twitch, did I miss anything? I missed that is my VTuber. So what I just did was you freeze the stream at the perfect time with no face filter. Glad you got to see it. Maybe we know each other. So I like to consider myself the lo-fi VTuber, and I just wear my kids' masks from Halloween. I like that. VTuber model should be a potato. I might have to get that set up. We'll just do potato mode all the way around. All right, let's see if this works. I'm not feeling good about this. I'm not. But we've reached milestone 8 because that's a thing now. Any thoughts on getting Denver to expand light rail as a random citizen? Denver already has a very extensive plan, and their limitation now is money. So unless RTD has figured out a way to get more money, they're not going to expand it. So that's the big thing, money. Potatoeville is a next city name. It should be. What's the over under on the time the clip staying on the Discord? I have a feeling that someone's gonna clip that and it'll be all over the place. So it is what it is. Tombstone should expand light rail. It should. Right now though, we need to actually give it the university and the college that it needs, and then and only then can we focus on transit and the like. So I'm going to do the roundabout. Well, we'll add a roundabout right there. I don't know. I add these here because I feel like the connections in are so strange. I don't know of a better way of handling it. So we'll do something like that. And then maybe we'll just wrap around and add in a couple of stadiums or things of that nature. Let's see. Lost in the code. I've tried to ask you this before. What slope angle seems to be the most effective in City Skylines 2? That is a good question. If you're talking about building on it, I think like if you can keep it below 3, you're probably looking at an okay situation. If you're talking about roads, you can basically do whatever you want. I try to keep it 5 and under, 3 if it's a highway, if it's high speed. Yeah, let's see. You don't understand the different grass textures under the buildings. I don't either. I don't. You know, in theory, I get it. You know, when it looks manicured. What are we doing? We're in potato mode again. Oh, you're gonna drive me nuts. Gonna drive me nuts. All right, just don't get too close and don't look anywhere too long, and everything will be just fine. So, Tombstone needs more strodes. We've got one. We've got one super strode, and we can make more. I know that everyone loves them. And so yeah, we can definitely add many. It's the way to go. So I want to wrap this around, and we'll add in maybe a soccer field, football stadium, things like that. It already has a couple of basketball. Oh, we can't zoom in too close. Has a couple of basketball courts built in. So I want to try to get some paths, and I'm curious. Do the paths? Oh, that's super irritating too. Okay, so I'll turn off all the snapping. Why? Why? Why is it overlapping? It's not over. Oh, we have anarchy. We're gonna do it. Does the photo mode fix it again? No. That wasn't a real solution. It was a lie of a solution. The real solution is to close the game and play Civ. Or play the simulation game of the year, Pikmin. Yeah, Banana, thank you for clarifying. I appreciate that. Yeah, so a strode is basically a road that, like Banana said, it prioritizes both mobility and access. So it's not a term that planners actually use. We certainly acknowledge that it's not good to have a road that is providing both access and mobility through an area. Where it's worse is in a suburban context, and I can show some examples of that in just a moment. We'll dive into Google Earth, which is something I love to do, especially when I'm trying to get stuff done. But I don't really care. It's fine. It'll give us a potato mode break. And actually, someone brought up Parker, Colorado, and I feel like there's really not a better example that I can think of than Parker. Let's see how far apart this is. 14-ish units. I love that I can see units with this mod. And funny enough, I actually got it to be basically 14 already. All right, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna finish this up. We're gonna spam some trees and let them grow while we look at Google Earth. And I think that that's gonna be a good strategy for us. That's how we get our trees to grow. Of course, we could add a mod, but what fun would that be? I actually appreciate the tree growth mechanic. I'm not one of these. Oh, that was not what I meant to do. I'm not one of these folks that has a problem with it. Real cities have stroads. They do. And yeah, we're at the edge of the tile, and I don't want to buy this one, but I think that we're gonna have to, because I can't do that. This is yeah, so I mean, I know that in Magnolia Bay and Bend, there were folks that wondered why I started with the Strode going through Bend. But the thing is, in small towns like that, I mean, they're just everywhere. They're ubiquitous, and it's normal. And honestly, in a town that size, it might not even be the end of the world. What they're looking at it thinking, and maybe just talking about Bend in particular, the reason why I think it's fine there is the alternative is you have a road that doesn't have a bunch of uses, but still has, still goes straight through the community because the community was built off that road. And now you have a road where people are going from 55 to, 25. So I think it's fine. Oh, shoot. I didn't add in any of the park sites I was talking about. And I don't have them unlocked. So we're going to have to unlock I want to get to the sports parks. So we'll get the park maintenance, sports parks. I don't have enough. Oh, I need large parks too. And then, yeah, so there we go. So I want to have all of those because I feel like even though that this is a technical university, we still want to have some sports, even if it's just intramural type stuff. Dog park. So we'll add some medium density housing near here and we'll have a dog park near there. It'll be great. Add dog park, add. What hurts is that in my town, the Strodes were born out of the old trolley car streets. Yeah. Yeah. So if you guys are having, I guess, how do I know that you guys are getting ads? I know that I should be able to know. I don't know. So I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Respect the topography. Where does that come from? It's actually something that, at least where I am, we would say all the time. We would talk about how, particularly on a new plat, we want to respect the topography, and that's why the road is doing what it's doing. So an example of that would be, like, clearly right here, we could just fill all this in. That would be something that you could do. Or we could respect the terrain and work around this. And it's particularly important on hills. You know, are you going to just go straight up the hill? Are you going to respect the topography and meander around it? How are you going to handle it? So we are not respecting the topography right here. We are just kind of doing what we need to do and making it happen. In some cases, that is the most appropriate course of action. There are other, competing factors, stormwater being a big one of them. If you need to have a certain amount of stormwater detention, maybe you need to dig a huge hole, and then all that fill needs to go somewhere. So you build a berm, or you increase the property's overall height by a couple of feet. There's a lot of different things. So ads every hour. Yeah, so I think if I don't run an ad, it will do it for me. And I will be upfront with you and say that I don't know how to do that yet. Let me see. I will look at buttons, and maybe I will take breaks. And yeah, I don't know how to do that. I think I need to add new buttons. I will learn this, but this is the first partnered stream, so I have no idea. Oh, holy cow. 50 gifted subs. Wow. Holy cow. Thank you so much. That is outstanding. Holy cow. That's super generous, man. I just, yes. I thank you so much. You've been here. The amount of support you've given is just, it blows my mind. And I really appreciate it. I hope you know that. I hope you know that. I have nothing more to say besides this. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Well, now I lost my train of thought. Every sub is one less Strode. Every sub is one more Strode. We're gonna take this whole city and put arterials down the entire thing. It's gonna be amazing. All right. I am playing not music that I should be playing. And I don't know why this is happening. Hold on. All right. Oh, Smart Shuffle. Damn you, Smart Shuffle. That is not what I want to do. Okay. Now we're back to just my stuff. Hopefully that wasn't a long time. Wait, the Patriots won? I'm okay with that. They have 3 wins now. Good for them. First partnered stream, and I decide to play a bunch of copyrighted music. Hey, have you guys ever heard of the Beatles? I think we should check them out for the first time. Really cool band. Maybe we should just play that. We could play, yeah. I really like Thundercat. We could play Thundercat too. Wait. This was good for the Bears. That's not good. Yeah, Smart Shuffle is garbage. So I selected the Master Plan Music Lo-Fi playlist, and I've named it Lo-Fi because the next albums are going to be a little bit more like Daft Punk. So we're going to mix up the genres a bit. And anyway, I've tried to play that music, and apparently I went into Smart Shuffle and started playing some random stuff. So yeah. Pats need to lose. We need the draft pick. You know what? The Pats have had enough winning for my entire life. They can lose every year. You feel like high-speed rail is consistently disrespecting the topography, Epic Snake? No. If you have high-speed rail, you've got to do what you can do to make everything as gentle as possible. So that's the situation where any rail in specific and fast rail in particular needs to be very gentle. So 1,000% support in that situation. So I can play copyright music live, but I can't keep the VOD. So yeah, that's a thing. But here's the thing. On YouTube, I could end up with the stream immediately being shut down. And I don't want that to happen. So that's a concern. Also, I feel like Twitch has been exceptionally nice to me. I probably shouldn't piss them off day one. There's time for that, but now's not the time. So we're gonna be on our best behavior. I'm not gonna say bad things, do bad things, have copyright claims. What's the point of getting all of this music and working to get it protected, only to play stuff that's not protected and get a bunch of copyright claims? This is your day 4 of Twitch. This is my day 3 of Twitch, of creating anyway on here. So I've really been enjoying it. It's been awesome. So I think what we're going to try to do is have a soccer field, give it a bit of space, and maybe a football field as well. I'm going to separate this or send this back a little ways, because I don't want this to feel like through streets. So I may even take these down and make them alleys. And then this is San Francisco, so there's no winter, so we might as well also have a pool. Although, we'll add those somewhere back here. And maybe we'll just cul-de-sac some of these potatoes. We'll cul-de-sac some of these off. I really wish that I could just leave this and have a path and have that work. But I can do something like that and get away with it. So that's what we'll plan on doing. And then I'll just take some of these down as well. There. I feel good about that. And we'll do the exact same thing over here. And then I need to have a sip of that beer. I cracked it. So I let you guys choose it. I cracked it open. And then if you think I'm just distracted when I'm playing and I end up not playing, you are sorely mistaken. I am consistently distracted and constantly not doing what I thought I'd be doing. You thought I chugged the beer batch? No. I mean, I shared my face with you all, and then I kind of froze up for a second there. ADHD, I'm not diagnosed. Maybe I have it. I have no idea. Fortnite when? I would be much more likely to play Counter-Strike 2, just because I feel like I have to. All right. So we'll do something like that. And then I'm going to add a bunch of paths through here. And let's get rid of all the trees. So here's a question. So there's a lot of you in the US right now watching this, and especially I saw folks from New York, it's midnight there. Do you all, when was the face reveal? Oh, a little while ago. So it was a try to troll and accidentally show my face a little bit. So, if you guys really want to see it, it's out there. So it's midnight for you guys. Do you guys work tomorrow? Or are you just night owls? It's 6 a.m. there. No, 1 p.m. So Australia. Oh, no. Yeah, that's Pooch. Night owl. College professor. You teach at 8 a.m. Saturday. You haven't slept well in 20 years. Which doctor? I feel you. Today was a day where I slept exceptionally well. And I will be honest with you. Being a content creator works well with my sleep patterns. Panda sauce, just sipping a beer and loving it. Love it. You work I had weather disabled before. Banana, you're on a better sleep schedule than you were when you used to chat at Discord at like 1 a.m. a couple years ago. Good. Don't be like me. Don't stay up all night. Jason, you're a farmer in Mississippi. You have no work till February. That, I wonder. So I got farmers in my wife's family, and they have, so they work through the winter on kind of just like fixing up equipment and whatnot. And the other thing so they'll have like a big feast, and like some people won't work as much. Do you do anything, or do you kind of just like take the time off till spring? Black Widow asks how long I plan on streaming tonight. Probably. So I said 2.5 hours. We'll go until it gets super potatoey, and then we will probably do something like last time. Let's turn a bunch of this stuff off. And try to find someone cool to raid. So probably another hour and a half, unless I'm feeling good. How Vic? I am amazing at chain drifting. I'm amazing. If you want to play, I will play you. I will beat you too. Diana's here. Yes, the last guy I raided was amazing. Man, I do not think we could have had a better person to raid. Like, it was just absolutely awesome. Okay, how do I bring up the line tool again? I want to say it was Control L. That was not it. Oh, that was it. Control L. We've got the line tool. Oh, I love this. 12-hour stream. At some point, maybe. We want to visit Curdy again. If Curdy's available, well, I'm not going to promise anything. I feel like we should spread the love around and be, there's a lot of awesome people out there, and I'd love to see who else we could find. And if there are any streamers that I happen to know or speak with on the regular, we'll definitely pop on over there too. So there are some that I know that are Nighthawks. I don't know who's on right now, but we'll see. And if we can't find anyone, Curdy's there, we'll drop in there. We'll have to see. So yeah, there are randomization. So I haven't messed with this mod as much as I should have. Let's check it out. So Control L pops it up. So, oh, look at that. Okay, we got to redo these ones. We can't. I'm gonna delete a bunch of. We're gonna delete the whole college. Let's just try to be rational about this and get rid of just the trees. And then we'll Control L back in and try it out. So with this random, we're gonna do a test. So here we are. These are all randomized, and then here's without the randomization, just to see how different it looks. I don't know. Maybe this wasn't the best tree choice. What is the hickory? Pine. So I thought I had hickory selected. We've got one hickory and a bunch of pine. I'm confused. All right, let's give this another go. We'll give this another go. This is probably my fault. We'll call it my fault anyway. And then we'll give it a second chance. Control L. Rotation. Ooh, potato trees. I love it. That's what we're all about around here. So there's the rotated ones. And I'm gonna be totally honest with you and say that I don't. The difference would be lost on me. It'd be lost on me. Oh, I had one left over. Okay. That makes sense. You thought potatoes grew underground? No. Potatoes grow above ground, and they look like this, and they're beautiful. They're everywhere. It's the way that you decorate your city. It's the best way to decorate your city. So we'll have I said we're gonna do Google Earth to look at Strodes. We're gonna get there. We're 3 of 3 for the most viewed CS2 stream. What do I think of the fraudulent king, Mr. LaFraud James? You're gonna have to let me know more about that. So I saw that his manager had been betting on some games, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm not well versed in the story. Is that all there is to know about it? Sports betting out. Was LeBron involved in it? What, we get 500 viewers here on Twitch? Sure enough. Thank you all. I mean, you're watching me struggle with potato mode and build an ugly university, so I appreciate you watching me struggle and do bad things. I'm gonna try to make it pretty, but I'm struggling. 7 Down Gaming has a stream going on for City Skylines on YouTube. Okay. You weren't referencing that, but you're a LeBron hater. I really wish that I liked LeBron. I don't. So he lost me. I mean, okay, so I'm from the Midwest. I'm a big fan of the Bucks. I've been a fan of the Bucks since I think I was like 11, 12, and the Bucks were playing the 76ers in the Eastern Conference Finals, and no one I knew in my family liked the Bucks, and I snuck up and stayed up super late and hid to watch the game until my dad caught me and yelled at me. And I watched them get cheated out of going to the finals. So then I watched all of the best players in the Bucks leave, and it seemed like LeBron, being the guy that was actually born in the Cleveland area, would stay in Cleveland and do it right. And not 1, not 2, not 3. And it just irked me. And he's lost me since then. And what kills me about it is I think it seems like he's a good guy, but he's also kind of a jerk. So so if there are any Laker fans in here, I apologize. I've got a lot of Laker fans as friends. Am I aware of star, Jason? Pretty cool site to see city growth. I can't see. I wonder if there's a way for me to let you see it. Minnesota boy, Wolves all the way. I have really mixed emotions about the Timberwolves. I had no idea that they were doing so well this year. Which is something I probably should not admit. So I'm trying to find that thing that we turned on for anarchy. Bypass validation. That's what it is. Okay, so now I can make a path and just do whatever I want. I don't care. Oh, that looks terrible. Maybe that's why they didn't want me to do it. So I really want the path to be right here. It feels like I should just line this up. So let's see if I can. It won't even snap to this. Wait, snap to the side of the building. And then can I just do what I want? Let's just see. Okay, the contours are rough here. So maybe that's part of the problem. You know what? I'm okay with that. It's a walking path. Not all of them need to be perfectly accessible. Maybe we'll go with a couple that aren't. A Minnesota transplant to California. And I miss and don't miss the snow. I mean, I feel like there are Minnesota transplants everywhere, and they all say that. But then when it comes down to it, do you really miss the snow? Then again, I don't know if it's anything. I mean, if you're from Minnesota, you're probably from the Twin Cities, just statistically. That's like the big difference between Wisconsin and Minnesota is the demographic breakdown, urban versus rural. And that means that you're also from a very snowy, cold place. So I get not wanting. I mean, that's why I ended up leaving for a while. I'm from one of the coldest parts of Wisconsin, and moving back here, I'm not about the snow. The snow is a thing I deal with, but I don't like it. No, the alley does unbearable burden. The alley can indeed have pedestrians walking up and down it. I don't know if it's supposed to. And I think ultimately, even though I was trying to do this the way that I was trying to do this, I'm going to end up drawing a path all the way around here because it looked terrible. And this makes it look nicer. And I don't know if this is, I'm really curious as to whether or not pedestrians are going to be able to jump from this path into here or not. We'll have to see. You love driving in the snow, Green Taurus? I hope you're being sarcastic. We had our first snow. We've had a couple of snows, but we had our first. It stayed here for a couple days snow, and I forgot just how bad people are about driving in the snow. It's a surprise to me every year. I had a big trip to Costco, the highlight of last week, and it was in a snowstorm. And I use that loosely. It wasn't really a snowstorm, but it was snowing, and people were like just going nuts. Blake used to live in Parker, Colorado. Then you moved 5 miles down the road. Go big snow. Buffalo, 7 feet. Woo. Woo. It was 50 here today. So we don't have snow anymore. You've never been stuck in any accident in the snow? I hope that does that mean that you don't live in a place where it gets snow? Don't come at me with that. It was 75 yesterday. I don't want to hear that. It's going to be 53 here tomorrow, and I am excited. I'm going to go out in my shorts and a t-shirt. So yeah. Thoughts on a potential New England type Let's Play? I would definitely consider it down the road. Yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, truthfully, the build that I would have liked to have that I just couldn't, I would have loved to have a follow-up to Verde Beach. That would have been my ideal, but that just, I mean, we don't have tropical anything right now, so that's not going down. And I feel like for New England, we need a very specific style of architecture, and I don't think we have it just yet. So that would be a consideration for me before approaching a build like that, is just that we would need to have the right kind of architecture. And honestly, we need mods and assets available. So yeah, not ruling that out. The other thing is there's been a lot of interest in approaching a European style build. I've been really reluctant to do that for one reason, and that is that I feel like people who see it all the time are going to be the very best at doing that. And if I do that, it's going to be a Google Earth attempt. So but that's another possibility as well. What was the line tool that I used for these trees? Well, let's see if I can get in the Thunderstore. So this is the Thunderstore. And inside of here, let's see, where is it? Maybe I can't see it. We'll have the game. Oh, here it is. So there are 52 mods right now, and I've actually been meaning to add Magnolia County to this. The line tool is Line Tool Lite by Algernon, and it's awesome. But there are two tools that do the same thing. For a while, I had Ducks in a Row. So where is that one? Alphabetical. Right here. So Ducks in a Row was another good, a fairly good alternative. The main issue I had with it is that it didn't have a UI. I am curious if they've added a UI now. Because if they've added a UI, this might be a good option as well. No UI yet. So yeah, that's the thing. So the big difference there is that for me. Whoops. We are back to my office. You guys have seen that twice now. You don't need to see that again. Last updated December 1st. You know, I am curious. Oh, Blake, you're leaving. Next stream will be next week this time. No ad block, bold. I don't think I can ad block inside of the Thunderstore. And as a content creator, I have real mixed feelings about ad blocks. I get it, but I feel an obligation not to. Then again, I have a YouTube Prime membership, so that's the other thing. But yeah, I will. Blake, keep an eye on the stream schedule. I will definitely keep it updated. That's a goal of mine. I will keep it updated. Okay, this looks brutally terrible. What I think we're gonna do before we go into Google Earth and take a look at some stroads and other things, including Parker, Colorado, we'll just wind some paths through here. And then I am curious. So you guys all know what I'm drinking, but I haven't seen if you are having a beer because you're a professor and your next class is Saturday morning at 8 a.m. What are you guys having? Oh, YouTube Prime. Sorry, not YouTube Prime. YouTube Premium. So I have a family membership to YouTube Premium, and I think Premium is basically the if there's any service that you're going to subscribe to for streaming, it's probably the best deal. Because you can get a family plan and also get access to YouTube Music. And it's relatively inexpensive for what you're getting. But you have to really love YouTube. So, you know, but that's one of the reasons why I have it. Why does it say 100%? 100% hype train. Well, I don't know what this means, but I'm really excited about it. Level 1 hype train. Thank you all so much for the support to get us to the hype train. I need to. Yeah, premium is worth more. You use it more than Netflix. It's the same thing for me. So explain it to me, this hype train. So we're at level 4 hype train. And I feel like I need my Twitch education lesson right now, because I'm clearly a complete noob and don't know what I'm talking about here. Be right back. Happens when you get a lot of subs in a row. Okay. Hype train is the pile for people to pile on subs and bits. Awesome. PlayStation 5 ad. Be right back. Some content creators call them a scam train. Yeah. Well, no, I really appreciate this hype train that I don't understand. It's amazing. But seriously, all the support's been absolutely awesome, and I'm amazed by it. Marv, you've returned. Thank you for coming back. And Joe, thank you so much for the 100 bits. I appreciate that. Gifted sub though. Tunis, thank you so much for the sub. Yeah, YouTube Premium is great. Fing Love Whiskey. I assume you're having a drink. First Necron, you work on the hype train. I feel like I need to. Okay. You and I are going to need to chat on Discord, and you're going to need to give me a full education, because I am clearly not well versed, and I feel like I'm embarrassing myself. It's like, yeah, super pumped about this thing I don't understand. And that also tells you how much I've absorbed of the Twitch University. I'm working on it. I will keep working on it. But we're all newbies once, right? All right. And I don't love the way that this looks, but I think we're gonna roll with it now because I'm super distracted. Let's see. Drinking a nice fruit force. Is that any good? Replay cities. Try the pedestrian. Yeah, actually that's not a bad idea. That would look pretty darn good back here. Yeah, that is a great suggestion. So we'll just take all of these and pedestrianize them up until maybe right here. And then I'll get rid of all the stubbies. And then, okay, yeah, because you can drive in from all the way up here. So yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, love that suggestion. And then I'm wondering, can we, obviously this is where the path should go. And it doesn't like that. Okay. We'll give you your path right there. That irritates me. I wonder if I just... This looks absolutely ridiculous, but I think I still have Anarchy Light on. So I wonder if I can just do things. Whoops. Nope. Not like that. Not like that I can't. Ooh. I like the facade of freedom. I'm giving you the pass, big bro, you a dog. Thank you. Let's see. Any of us Black Kings in Wisconsin? I guess. I mean, I am in Wisconsin. Let's see. All right. Yeah, it's a huge pedestrian walkway and it's insane. And I don't want to do this. I really want it to be just like this. This is clearly where the opening is, but now we're disconnected from our water and our road. So I guess I have to play ball. I wonder, is it just one? No way. Okay. Other option. Let's just play the scooch game. And we'll see how far I have to scoot it over to make it work. Oh. I think we're almost there. Okay. So it only has to look a little bit silly. Oh, and that's potato mode. All right. We were too close for too long. You effing love whiskey. Adding narrative. Thank you. It made you a huge fan. I appreciate that. What do I think of a Door County, Wisconsin miniseries? That's what I was going to do instead of Nicolay Bay. And I was actually going to do Washington Island, and I failed. And so I ended up going with Nicolay Bay instead and expanding the lore of Superior. Yeah, potato mode's super distracting. It's really, really frustrating. Like, there's lots of things that I think really probably should be fixed in the game. However, potato mode is the number one thing on my list. So what I'm going to do here, I think I'm going to just like place one tree at a time in a couple of spots. So I'm using the line tool, and if you drag it just a little bit, you can get a full-grown adult tree. And it's just, it's so nice. Would I ever do a Hawaii inspired city? Absolutely. Wait, Michelob Ultra. You're watching your calories. That's fine. I've done Michelob. I'm not ashamed to admit that. Black Widow, thank you so much for the bits. I appreciate you. Thank you. Am I still running 1.0.14? No, I'm a madman, and I update anytime they give me an update. Which is funny because I don't do that with anything else. You know, like Final Cut. My editor and I, we go back and forth, and we're like, all right, is now the time to update? And then we are both backing up our libraries and backing up our old versions of Final Cut just in case. And for City Skylines, the thing I use to make the content, yeah, I just update it right away, hoping for the best. Stice, hi. Grainy Eights, Blue Moon. Good choice. Is there a better deal on bits, or is the menu here in chat the only deal? So I think I had the opportunity to set up bits, and I went with the defaults because I'm a fool. I will definitely improve that in the future. There's a lot of improvements I need to make. I think I need to add rules too. That'd be a good thing. What are my thoughts on California high-speed rail? I think if they can pull it off, it's amazing. You know, and I guess I have to be supportive of it because they're funding it with money from Wisconsin's high-speed rail. So, enjoy that. I kind of feel like this goes on. I feel like this goes kind of untalked about, but the water physics in the old game, along with the shoreline assets, like the key walls, are sorely missed. Yeah, the water mechanics in this game kind of feel a little bit underwhelming. So for Snack-a-Run, I know that the bit prices are set by Twitch, but am I allowed to change the number of bits for different emojis and stuff? Or I guess, and I'm not sure. Alan, Wisconsin was supposed to have high-speed rail. Yeah. Oh boy. So high-speed rail became a huge political mess, and the governor that we ended up getting, Scott Walker, ran his whole campaign against high-speed rail. And at that point, we'd already received federal funding for it. There were facilities being built for high-speed rail. The route was planned. A station location here in Madison was picked. Plans were drawn up for everything, and we had already committed to purchasing a train set. multiple train sets, Talgo train sets. And the governor that ran against trains won. And ultimately, the one thing I'll give him mad props on in that whole process is oftentimes you don't hear of politicians following through on campaign promises. And he followed through. So we do not have a train. First hype train completed though. So, and that is here in Wisconsin. So I'm good with it. That's something we can admit is not an ideal situation. We want to address it. Give you a timeline. Can't give you a timeline. Okay. That's fine. Interesting. Yeah, the anti-train people are nuts. Yeah. I personally just, for the cost of the train, I get that up front, the cost of a train, laying down track, all the planning, it's super expensive. However, unlike a highway, the longer you have it, the cheaper it is. And they last forever. So, and then you gotta understand that our train was supposed to link us to Chicago and the Twin Cities. So when you think of that, and you think about an economic driver that could have been, it's pretty depressing to think about, and it directly impacted Madison in a pretty negative way. So yeah, I think it's definitely disappointing. And then I know that Madison was recently selected for corridor ID for Amtrak, which is awesome. It's awesome, but it's still not high speed rail. Like we're going to get, if that were to happen, which is a big if, because it all comes down to the state legislature. Ultimately, they control whether or not the state is going to pony up the local share of funds. Ultimately, if they're willing to do that, and if the train gets built, it will be 5 years out, and it will be a normal Amtrak. It's not going to be the Acela or anything like that. It's going to be, top speeds of 79 miles per hour, and safety improvements, and operating on a freight corridor, and Wisconsin Southern and Canadian Pacific prioritizing their movements, even though it's illegal. They're going to prioritize their movements most likely over Amtrak. I'm going to get off my soapbox and stop talking about trains, because clearly you can tell that I've worked on it and it's upset me. So this is one of those things that just like, I have a lot of feelings about it. And it's not that I want to ride on the train every day. It's that it's not a bad deal for the state. It's a great deal for people who do use it. It's a great deal for people who don't use it, who don't want a bunch of cars on the road. There are tons of people who are super commuters. I mean, when I worked at the DOT, there were so many people that commuted from, Whitefish Bay and, a Waukesha, all these places to get into Madison. And that is, a 70-mile round trip. And it's just absolutely maddening to me that that's seen as a superior solution to having a safe and efficient train that wouldn't impact traffic, that would lessen the wear and tear on the roads. It's all craziness. So I'm irritated. Just thinking about it irritates me, and the fact that we're gonna go into potato mode is gonna irritate me even more. But ultimately, what really irritates me is that we're gonna end up. I think that this train eventually will be built. We had to give away our high-speed rail, and we're going to end up with a lesser solution for political reasons, and that stinks. And I really wish that just generally politics like that wouldn't take over, but they do sometimes. It is what it is. Caltrain runs like 75 feet from your front door. Trains are great, but the noise and the vibrations aren't yet. Yeah, no. I hear you there. I get that. Twitch chat threatening a hostile takeover. High-speed rail would be better having its own dedicated rail line. Yeah, that was the big thing. Is for freight providers, I mean, can you think of a better solution for them? They get to operate on their own dedicated rail lines. So there were, in my mind, there were reasons why you could get behind it regardless of your political persuasion. The one thing I will say for this sort of corridor ID where it's just improvements on a freight corridor is that it's you're going to end up at some level most likely with train operators being a little bit on board with it because they're going to get safety improvements. So things like closings of roadways that they always want to have, or improvements to bridges not on their dime. So there are reasons why it could happen and why it might be fine, but it's not going to be as good as what it could have been. Don't you say infrastructure is politics? Yeah, infrastructure is politics. Planning is political. And I know there have been people who've said, hey, please don't talk about politics. It irritates me or whatever. I think it's impossible not to talk about politics when you're talking about planning. There's appropriate political topics to talk about, and it's okay to hold all politicians to account for getting political about things that are just not political or shouldn't be. Things that reasonably there is a correct answer to, where there are statistics and figures to back things up. And I know that, politicians of all political persuasions will sometimes just kind of bury their head in the sand and say, this is how I feel. This is what I ran on. This is what my party says I should feel like. And, that bothers me. So, yeah. Don't worry, Phil. We'll have infrastructure week someday for sure. Appreciate that. That I would look forward to that. Oh, did we get raided? Is this the first time that we've been raided? And here I am going on a political rant. Well, I apologize if there anyone who came in who raided us. Oh, is it from Hey Guy Bud? Oh, that is awesome. Thank you so much, Hey Guy Bud. Thank you for being here. What am I sipping tonight? I am having a Hinterland blueberry wheat, and it has been delicious. I also inadvertently face revealed. So there's that going for me too. So, are rail tracks welded or just linked in the US? I would need someone else to answer that question. So the face reveal is Elgato's cam software, showing a split second of me flashing. So it wasn't even from today. That's the frustrating part. Lane, it's on YouTube somewhere. Once this ends, I wouldn't say I'm really tall. I'm like 6 feet tall. Delete the VOD. Yeah, whatever. I'm out there. I don't really care. Honestly, the reason that I've not shown my face as long as I have at this point is because at Discord at one point, people said, so okay, when will you give a face reveal? And I said, 1 million subs. And it seemed at that point like that could never happen. And I still don't think it will. But I feel like at this point I have to keep to my word and not do it. The TCMC corridors need a better transportation. I agree, Alan. I agree. It's an absolute tragedy what it is right now. Never say never. The stubborn man is the German in me. I need a sub counter now. All right. I probably should. I guess I could put maybe I'll do either a sub or a follower count on Twitch, and I'll turn on my face cam when I get there. Airport. If you have taxis unlocked, you can place a taxi depot and stand. Yeah, I can do that. They're unlocked, and that actually we don't have any transit, so we should. Let me fill in these couple of blocks, and then I will. And then I want to add a bunch of trees, and then we're gonna go into Google Earth for a while because that's my happy place. I can set goals. Ooh. First Necron, that's what I'll do. I will set up a goal to turn on the face cam. I mean, it's not a surprise what I look like now, but it'll be a surprise if I turn on the face cam and go into just chatting mode for a while. And that's something that I've thought about too, that I could do with Twitch. And that would make it a ton easier, because I thought it might be kind of fun to have a planning rundown sort of show where we go through some of the planning news of the week and think a little bit about that and talk about planning from a more news type perspective and some of the implications of some of the things that are happening. But that would be a ton easier if I were showing my face. Otherwise, I have to think about B-roll. What is the light that I have? I have the Elgato key light. I probably should have two. I don't know anything about lighting. So the main reason I have it... Oh, I almost hit 1,000 Sims. Remember when I said 10,000? You know what? Just because you said that. Let's try to add some dorms. I don't know if this will turn out, but we'll just add in a couple of rows of pedestrian housing, and I want to keep these fairly small. Let's block all this stuff. Actually, this is probably fine. Okay. So let's see what we can... Oh, we have no demand for this. Oh, that kills me. All we have demand for is single family homes. How many single family homes do you want? I have so many. We'll spam some in. Because we've got to get our population up. We do. I completely agree. Yeah, you thought I wasn't going to face reveal to 1 million subs. I tried to troll people, and apparently I trolled myself. And instead, my face cam software showed for a brief second. It flickered me. So it was there. Face reveal at $5 million. At this rate, it's going to be a long time. You know, maybe the problem... So we still don't have our college. So we added our university. But if we look at our education pipeline, it's still broken. Yeah. So let's put that back in. I'm not going to get overly crazy about the design of this. I really don't want to place this. Well, we will. We'll go right down here, and this will be the terminating vista. So yeah, this is fitting to me. So in Tombstown, you'll go to college and you'll get a view of the cemetery, because you'll know where this ends. After you slave away for 30 years at your job, there's where you go. So that's what we'll do. You always forget to add parking. Yeah, I feel you there. What's my guilty pleasure? Show or movie? Oh. You think about that. I don't feel, I mean, I feel like I go rapidly through. So I'm not a huge fan of movies. I'll put that out there. I like TV a lot more. And I feel like if there's any guilty pleasure right now, I really like The Crown. Airport. Here's what I'm going to do. I'll place this, and then we'll place our taxi stand. We got to place our depot first, and then I'll get that upgraded. So yeah, I think The Crown's probably it right now. I could really care less about the royal family. I don't think it's a net positive to the world. But I will say that the Crown, I very much enjoyed it. No car access. What are you talking about? There's plenty of car access. All right, maybe we'll just tuck it away back here. Oh, no. Oh. Yeah, that was a crash. Well, welcome to City Skylines 2. I forgot to turn on autosave, so we lost a couple of things. A couple of things have happened. All right. Here's what we're going to do. I will spend a little bit of time on Google Earth. And I will show you Parker, Colorado, as was mentioned earlier. Yeah, autosave, I should have had it on. It was a huge mistake. Thankfully, we had potato mode, so we did save partway through. And before the next stream, I will pull it up. And yeah, I know, hey guy, but it's pretty disappointing. Yeah, Slay, thank you for being here. Yeah, it was a situation. It was a disappointing situation. It happens. So this is why have I played GeoGuessr? I have. Yeah. So Parker is super suburban. I worked on a plan here a million years ago on Main Street without a space. And truthfully, the little downtown area is kind of cute. I stood in the street corner right here at a farmer's market telling people about their plan. It was a lot of fun. This is fine. This environment is fine. Too many cars, but you can walk through here and it's nice. The problem is, I mean, look at this. This is beautiful. I mean, this is wonderful. It's exactly what you would hope a small town looks like. The problem is if you go down here, well, first of all, we're gonna keep looking at the ground. So that's a problem. Maybe I'm going the wrong way. Let me exit Street View. We'll take a look. No, I'm going the right way. So we've got this Parker Road. And there's actually a couple of great examples of things here. So this is Parker Road. And can you imagine, we're a block away from Main Street without a space. And this is the environment that exists right next to their downtown. And we've got schools over here. We've got homes and businesses. And they have, why is it doing that? I feel like I'm just, I'm having a time. Yeah, nice long crosswalks. But here's the thing. They don't want you to use the crosswalks. They've actually got a pedestrian underpass right here. And I'm wondering if we can take a look in here. Can we? We can't. Oh, right here, right here. So this pedestrian underpass, first of all, you have to walk in this creepy place in between this drive-through and some other building. And it goes down and it floods and there's a jog in it. So you can't easily see the jog right here. Let me see. Yeah, you can kind of see right here. It's not straight through. So when you walk in, you can't see the other side. So as a result, you go in there and it feels super uncomfortable. So the way that they've resolved this is there's a ton of lights in here. So it's super bright. And then they play classical music to keep people out of there because it was a mugger's paradise. So this is one of the reasons that I hate pedestrian underpasses. The experience, so what I did is I took the local officials in this area on a pedestrian audit. So basically what that is is you start out somewhere. So we started out at the City Hall, which is, where is that? Somewhere on Main Street or just off. And then we walk around and we have them name things that they like, things that make the place special. So for a pedestrian audit, for instance, we walk down Main Street and we say, why does this feel good? What feels good about this space? What makes this an intimate place? And you might say that it's the urban furniture. So we've got this bench right here. We've got this tree. We've got these different color sidewalk pavers. We've got the lights going across here. It feels like an environment that is inviting to pedestrians. It also feels like a hostile environment to these vehicles that are here. You wouldn't want to drive through here because it's just a road that you drive through. You drive through here because you're going somewhere here. Oh, ads. I will let me know when the ad break is done. And then I will explain. Ads over. Okay. So why is the pedestrian underpass not straight? No one gave me a clear answer. It was, oh, your ads aren't over. Okay. Let's wait. We'll wait 20 seconds. Halfway over. Sorry, guys. Hey, Guy Bud, thank you so much for the gifted sub, the Pixel Architect. That's really, really nice of you. I appreciate that. Do I not see a thing in your chat about the ads? So I do not. Is it my fault, though? Because I'm looking at the chat through OBS. Maybe I need to be looking at it through... So I have it open in both the Twitch dashboard. I'm looking through here. I'm probably just... It's probably me. Okay, yeah, no, I'm definitely not seeing it then. Ads over. Okay. Well, yeah, I don't see him. I'm sorry. So yeah, going back to the overpass, or the underpass rather, no one seemed to know why it was jogged like that. It was lost to time. So the thing about Parker Road is it's a state highway. So Parker is a suburb that basically, it was a little tiny town, and you can kind of see some of the old town stuff here. And then they tried to recreate some of that. But it was suburbs that grew around this small town. So the state still controls this road, and the state still cares about mobility, but the city, or the town rather, they care about access, which is why you see things like this. So this right here is a big community amenity. It's a pool and an athletic complex, and in the context of the downtown, it makes a ton of sense. Come here, go grab some ice cream, go to the pool, whatever. But then the sidewalk goes here. So it's kind of a crazy place. It looks like we have maybe they moved their farmers market and it got bigger. It was over here. But this is the kind of thing that can happen. So when people talk about stroads, this is one way that you can have a stroad, where now we have this state highway that's been expanded to be 6 lanes, and there are access points to parking lots. I mean, look at this. This is nuts. This is a grocery store and a Hobby Lobby, and we get all of this parking for that. So this is kind of the when I think of a stroad, I think of a highway that eventually has been brought into an urban context without being urbanized. So it's not a problem having, why does it need so many lanes? Because this has a ton of traffic. It's a state highway. So the context of this is that this is Denver right here, and these are the far-flung suburbs. This is actually the edge of the RTD, the transit district, the transit authority. This is the edge of it. So light rail extends down to, I want to say, at least the last time I looked, it came down to about here. but there were commuter buses that went all the way down to Parker, and maybe it's improved since then. But yeah, wow, look at the sprawl. Just wild, just wild. So yeah, that when you have a state highway like that starts to serve a purpose that it was never intended to serve. And right now it's the intention is to get people from Parker and from all of these little subdivisions all the way up to Denver. They need all the lanes to deal with all the people that are going there 2 times a day, in the morning and in the evening. So that's why the lanes are there. And the Department of Transportation is doing what's best for them. They care about throughput, and the community cares about community. Then again, maybe the planning doesn't exactly spell community. It really tells me privacy. And I remember making maps for this, being like, what is this? Who planned this? I don't understand it. It looks like an alien, some sort of weird cornfield marking or something, but here we are. Been to Denver twice for disaster response. Not a fun city to drive around in. No. When I lived in Denver, I basically lived in downtown. So let me see. I lived right over here. So I biked down 12th, and it was wonderful. And then I went up to Spear, and there's a bike trail that goes all the way through here that would get me to the university. So it's definitely, Denver is an interesting place because you can have as urban experience as you want and as suburban experience as you want, but it's really, really expensive now generally. So that's pushing people out to the suburbs. You'd rather drive in Atlanta than Denver? I don't know about that. Living in a more rural area like that looks wild to you. Oh, you know what I should do? First Necron, should I be changing? Because clearly right now we're just chatting. We're not playing a game. Am I supposed to be changing that? Because we're clearly not playing City Skylines. Maybe I should just leave this. Whatever. It's fine. Yes, I should change it. I likely should. Well, let me see if I can figure this out. Quick actions. Edit stream info. I got this. I got this. Just chatting, and we'll say that Cities Skylines crashed. Done. There we go. Now we've changed the title of the stream, and hopefully that works. You think the Denver airport is actually in Kansas based on the distance? It's a long ways out there, and it's unfortunately shaped as well. So interesting story about this. Good ethics to change. Yeah, it's probably right. So the reason why it's out here is that basically, let me see. The old airport was in what used to be called Stapleton, and is now called, I want to say it's called Central Park. Where is it? I am completely lost. Clearly, I had not been to Denver in a while. Right here. So this is a brand new neighborhood. So there's a train station there, but this is where the old airport was. The reason why it was renamed is Stapleton was a pretty bad dude. He was in the KKK. I want to say he was like a grand wizard in Colorado or something like that. So bad guy, also very prominent political family. So yeah, they renamed this area. That's why it's called Central Park now. But for a long time, this was the Stapleton Airport. There was no room to expand. This is clearly not a great location for this. Basically, when you have an airport, there's an area where you can't have density around it. So if it's right here and you're this close to downtown, it's limiting your height of your buildings. So you can't have density it's got a finite line as far as how far over it can go, and that goes all the way around it wherever the flight paths are. So Denver did something highly controversial. Came over here and they just started annexing a bunch of property in little chunks. So they call it basically flag annexation. So Denver, let me see if I can turn on the city limits. I might already have them on. So basically, no, I gotta find this because it's so wild when you look at it. Hold on. We'll try it in one other spot, but I'm gonna sneak over. Okay. So this shows it really well. So the red outline is Denver, and they started annexing little chunks of land on, and all like this. There was nothing here. So the reason this is called Pena Boulevard is that was the mayor at the time, and so he's annexing little chunks along with the city council until they get out here and annex this whole thing on. Now the thing to know about Denver is a consolidated city county, so they are taking parts of other counties to actually annex this on. So obviously Adams County, the one that's getting all their land stolen for a big airport, they're not exactly thrilled that Denver's going in here and saying we're taking this and we're taking this and this and this, because they thought that their county boundaries were fairly set. So they make planning decisions based on the amount of revenue that they believe that they can generate from the land that they have available to them and the things that are planned for those areas. So yeah, they bought tiles like at City Skylines too. And yeah, they ended up annexing this all in. But long story short, state law was changed as a result of Denver doing this. So Denver's boundary is set now, and flag annexation is illegal in Colorado because they did this. The Denver International Airport, yes, it's got some lore behind it and some pretty crazy stuff. Let me see. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find Lucifer. So this right here is a key feature of the Denver International Airport. It is an insane horse with glowing red eyes that killed the artist that originally created it. And yeah, this is the welcome to Denver. You fly in, and not only are you greeted with an airport that hold on, let me continue to find interesting things about this airport. Airport, Denver Airport mural. So there are murals in this airport. So this right here is why conspiracy theories happen. When you go to an airport and you see what appears to be the angel of death with a gigantic sword hovering over children, this is Denver. You get to Denver and you get to see this and this. What is this? I get it. A lot of bad things happen, but there's some weird stuff in this. I mean, a penguin, is this like attacking the Natural History Museum? I'm sure that there's a whole story behind this. Maybe I should look it up and, do something about it. Some sort of content piece, but it's crazy. So I still vividly recall the first time I flew into Denver, walking past these and being like, whoa. And then you get to see this thing and you go, whoa. And then you realize you're out in the middle of nowhere and you're like, what is going on here? And no, this is pre-weed. So yeah, this is just yeah. But I will say this. Denver is one of the finest cities I've ever been to in the US anyway. I think that it's a highly walkable, highly bikeable place. The weather is better than people think. and the people are absolutely friendly, and that's because half of them are from Minnesota, and Minnesota nice is a real thing. So, BW and yeah, I was there BW, and my planning school actually helped write the model law for marijuana legalization. So yeah. Denver, Minnesota nice versus Southern nice. Yeah, Southern nice is nice too, but I'm not as familiar with it. I've lived Denver. I've definitely I get that there. So yeah. Then again, I have family, and I think I've mentioned this, in the Texarkana area, and I used to go there as a kid, and I didn't feel the Southern nice when I went to Texarkana. I felt like they were very real to me. Did someone ever think about the shape of the airport? Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, it's not good. It's definitely not advised. If you sue the state of Louisiana and they win, they don't have to pay anything. Really? Grainy eights, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I get why they would write that law, but yeah, no. Denver's where people headed west, saw mountains, and said, screw it, we're making a city here. I agree, but it's a great place for a city. The weather's good. The only problem is there's no water. Like these don't count. There's no water. Denver's gotten too fancy for the evil blue horse. Has it? I mean, downtown is fancy. Like Rhino. And I still have my blue bear in the window. So down by the convention center, there's a big blue bear leaning on it. And I still have that. Denver and Phoenix had the same predicament. Yeah, no water. Yeah, but highly desirable. You want to see a crazy highway interchange? Check out St. Louis East, the east of St. Louis. I've probably been stuck there. So a million years ago, I went to Bonnaroo, and I decided to take a pit stop on the way home and go see the arch in St. Louis. And I remember going to East St. Louis, Illinois, and being like, whoa, probably not a lot of great things happening here. The disinvestment is like just, is this what are you talking, where are you talking about? St. Louis is a dumpster fire. There are lots of problems in St. Louis. Yeah. We're going to have to, I think that we are going to have to figure out what, we'll have to make this a thing and actually look at different cities. And maybe we'll play GeoGuessr at some point too. I do think though, I think that we're going to be ending soon, but we need to figure out what game we're playing. My thoughts on Flint? Yeah, unfortunate. I think that they've been mistreated, the residents there. I mean, just reasonably. You love this just chatting? The one thing I'm going to do, so I think that before I start doing a bunch of Twitch specific stuff, I am going to say goodbye to our friends over on YouTube, because we're going to be rating and I'm going to ask you guys some questions, and maybe we'll do a bit more just chatting. And I have a feeling that on YouTube, folks will be like, what's going on? I don't understand. So I do want to say hello to Will CS. Thank you for being in the YouTube chat. I also want to thank everyone over there who gave super chats, who became channel members. I will be uploading a video at some point tomorrow, and you guys will have early access if you are channel members. So definitely check that out, especially those of you that got gifted memberships today. 1,200 people over there. I really appreciate all of you, and definitely appreciate you being here with us. So Twitch, can we give everyone on YouTube a heart or your favorite emoji to say goodbye to YouTube? And then we'll stick it out here for a while longer. And YouTube, give them hearts, because I will relay them, at least emotionally. I will feel it. I see all the hearts. I appreciate you guys. Please stay on YouTube. No Twitch here. I'm sorry. What we're gonna do basically is figure out the next game that I will do, and I'll ask a poll. You want to stay? We've got to, because we're gonna do the raid too, and I've got to actually get it right this time. So last time I think I kept broadcasting to my channel for a while, but I appreciate you all being here. And yeah, I will ask at some point. We'll just do some like just brief. We'll go over different cities and take a look and examine the good and bad things about them. But I do think that if I'm going to do that, I want to poll you guys first and learn a little bit about the city, even if it's through Google Map and some research. So could be fun. Could be a lot of fun. Anyway, thank you so much, YouTube. Thank you. We will we'll catch you in the next one, which will be on Saturday. So tune in for that. Take care. And we're saying goodbye to you.